A very pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to Enid, Game 3 of the first round of the Great American Baseball Championship here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. I'm Luke McConnell alongside James Hale. Thanks for joining us this evening. Earlier today, Arkansas Monticello advanced with a 4-0 win over Harding. And in our game that just ended previous to this one, Oklahoma Baptist with the first upset of the tournament with an 8-2 win over Southern Arkansas. And now we get to the final game of the day here today. Southwestern Oklahoma State, the 4 seed, taking on the 3 seed Arkansas Tech. And James, just like we thought we'd see some really great baseball today, a little bit unconventional, if you will, particularly in that last game between the Bison and the Mule Riders.
Yeah, really the most unconventional thing we saw was the defense of Southern Arkansas. It really kind of let them down in that game and was able to aid Oklahoma Baptist in the win. There's no doubt OBU got it done with the bats, and OBU was able to do a lot of good things, but the Southern Ark defense didn't help them out. And then the performance on the mound from A.J. Merkel for Oklahoma Baptist, as well as the defense as a whole, was able to push the Bison forward, which, you probably wouldn't have guessed coming into that game.
Yeah, and in that first game, the 4-0 win for Arkansas Monticello, the Weevils got up to a 3-0 lead courtesy of a 3-run homer from Dylan Borman. Rode some terrific pitching down the stretch as well to close out the Bisons. And the Bisons fought hard. They just couldn't take advantage of the opportunities that they had in front of them.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting. With Harding, they just had some opportunities, as you said, but ended up leaving too many runners on base. And then Arkansas Monticello, being the team that they are, took advantage, was finally able to push through, and got their first shutout of the season randomly in the process.
Yeah, for sure. And in this game here, we got two teams running in opposite directions. A lot of it schedule-based, with SWOSU getting a bit favorable stretch down the, bit favorable schedule down the stretch. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, including 6 in a row to close the regular season. Meanwhile, Arkansas Tech has lost 6 of 7 coming into Enid. And James, you get with the schedule kind of resetting a little bit, certainly an opportunity for Arkansas Tech to get back on the right foot here, but an opportunity for SWOSU to get back to continue their winning ways and continue momentum.
We talk about momentum. I don't care who it is you play. You come into this tournament with momentum. It is a big deal. You just saw it with Oklahoma Baptist and the momentum they carried into their into Game 2. And that's got to be a big thing for SWOSU coming into this game. Momentum is such a key thing. And but if you're Arkansas Tech, you got to look at it as, okay, the regular season over. We're all 0-0 now. This is a new start to a new season. What can we do from here? For SWOSU, you want to just keep playing the way you've been playing the last few games.
Let's run through the starting lineups here. First, for the visiting Southwestern Oklahoma State Bulldogs, we'll run through the batting order quickly for you here. In the first spot, number 2 center fielder Alex Bedard. Number 3, the DH Rafael Viela. Number 19, third baseman Alex Pimentel. Number 10, the left fielder Chase Duncan. Number 20, right fielder Sawyer Toole. Number 24, first baseman Tanner Long. Number 6, shortstop Cannon McCune. Number 5, second baseman Brady Bertner. And number 8, at catching, Robert Perea. And they will be facing Isaac Hale. And James, tell us a little bit about the Arkansas Tech right-hander.
Yeah, Hale comes in a 3.98 ERA, 8-2 on the season, making his 14th start. And he's going to get a quick out here.
Popped up to the second baseman. That's Dylan McDermott. And 1 pitch and 1 out for Alex Bedard and Isaac Hale. Well, 1 away.
We were saying for Hale, as we continue, 72 1/3 innings pitched, 56 strikeouts on the season, 28 walks. And he might get another out here.
That one is grounded by Viela over to McDermott, and Hale running over to cover first base, and a very quick 4-1 put out there, and 2 pitches, 2 outs for Hale here. And I like the pace that Hale is getting on the mound and getting through those pitches. That'll bring up Alex Pimentel, playing third base tonight. Normally, he's the first team Great American Conference shortstop. This is his first time in his college career playing third base tonight. Strike on the outside corner from Hale at 88 miles an hour.
Well, Hale coming out firing here early on, throwing strikes, getting him over the plate. You like to see that if you're a Wonder Boy fan.
Right down the middle for strike number 2 at 90 miles an hour. Again, Hale looking like he's got an 8 o'clock tee time somewhere.
Absolutely.
That one is grounded to McDearman. 3 up, 3 down, 3 outs from Dylan McDearman. And that's all she wrote for the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom of the first. Wonder Boys with their first opportunity coming up after this.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe, more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Welcome back to Enid. A very, very quick top of the first inning for the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys, and Southwestern on the field for defense here, and the Wonder Boys coming up to the plate. Arkansas Tech #1 in the conference in hitting this season, a .330 team average. They've got 10 players on their roster that are hitting over 300 this season, led by Patrick Minor hitting .403 in the lineup today. He's the highest in that regard. Harry Guard .398, Riley Hickerson .397. So just a really impressive lineup top to bottom for Arkansas Tech. They're #1 in hits, 545, and have struck out the fewest times this season, just 235. And on the bump for SWOSU is the left-handed pitcher Tyler Tuck, and James, very impressive pitcher here for SWOSU.
Yeah, lefty on the mound, a 4.14 ERA, but don't let it fool you as the first pitch is fouled off. He is 7-2 on the season, making his 13th start. He has 3 complete games, 76 innings pitched, 51 strikeouts, only 17 walks, and that's what's impressive is his control. To pitch that many innings, 76, you're going to be pushing up to 80 in this game, and to only have 17 walks in the season shows you how good his control can be.
2 quick strikes on the left fielder, Britt Stroth. He grounds one to short. It's gobbled up there by McCune. He throws Stroth out for out #1.
You can just already see from both pitchers, from Hale, and you can already see just one pitcher in for Tuck. These pitchers just look comfortable, they look in control, and they look like they're going to put together a little bit of a rhythm here, kind of similar to what we saw in the first game and kind of not what we saw in the second game.
Dylan McDearman steps in. The second baseman was involved in all 3 outs in the top of the first. Batting .356 this year, takes a called strike. 15 doubles, 11 home runs, 39 RBI. And just 18 strikeouts.
It's been very interesting. We have seen a lot of 2-hole hitters be some of the best hitters on the team today. Really not seeing them conventionally in that 3-hole position, or even that cleanup position as usual.
Another ground out to McCune out at short, and McCune takes care of business. 2 up, 2 down for Tuck. It'll bring up number 13, Harry Guard, the right fielder, hitting .398 this season. 64 hits, 8 doubles, just a single home run. Grounds that one foul down the first base line.
Again, 2 just hot starts from these pitchers. See if they can both get a couple quick 1, 2, 3 innings.
Strike over the inner third, and quickly 0-2 for Tyler Tuck. He deals. Grounded right over the pitcher Second baseman's got it, throws to first. 3 up, 3 down as Bertner puts that one away. Fastest first inning on record here at the Great American Conference Championship. So if it's not official, it might be. Top of the second coming your way right after this.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
As a student athlete, I've been challenged both in the classroom and on the field. Between the education that I've received and the relationships that I've built, my time at Henderson State University has prepared me to live ready.
While studying chemistry, I learned so much about science and even more about myself. The professors at our school are amazing. They made a difference in my life and prepared me to make a difference in the world. Thanks to Henderson State University, I live ready.
I've heard people say, "Oh, a cheetah."
Oh, Wichita.
Achita.
Oh, Achita.
Is it pronounced Oakita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University along your route.
Some folks think the O is a Q and they say Quashita.
Hey, Wachita. Wachita.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounced.
Welcome back. Top of the second. Chase Duncan stepping in to face Isaac Hale. First one is low. Duncan a .330 hitter this season. 12 double and a pair of home runs. SWOSU just 21 home runs as a team, just tied for 9th in the conference. And Duncan singles through the left side. First hit of the evening for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Minor and Thompson both kind of started to go towards it, and both kind of hesitated, like, oh, you might have it, and then really I don't think either of them would have had a play anyways. Good leadoff single there for SWOSU.
Now, Thompson or Minor at third base was playing in a little bit, so I agree. Don't think either of them would have really gotten that. Sawyer Toole steps in now for SWOSU, hitting .310 this season. 9 doubles, 6 home runs. The 6 home runs are tied for the team lead with Tanner Long. Toole also tops on the team with 24 drawn walks this season. Count even at 1-1. Hale fouls that one, or excuse me, Toole fouls off that Hale offering. 1-2 the count.
Just showing the lineups. Yeah, look, so far we've seen with Isaac Hale, maybe the hardest thrower so far today. He is reaching the high 80s and has hit 90 a few times with his fastball, so he's really bringing some heat right now from the mound.
Working very fast now from the stretch. A little bit high with that one. Take the count full at 3-2. Looked like a changeup on that. 3-2 count for Sawyer Toole. Again, 24 walks drawn this season. Fouls that one away to stay alive.
I tell you, there's just a good kind of energy today. Just kind of a good energy in the crowd today. You know, a lot of people out. Seems like for both sides. Tech's brought a pretty good crowd. SWOSU obviously bringing a pretty good crowd as well.
Fouled back again by Toole, and just a gorgeous evening this evening. Perfectly clear here in Enid. The lights are on, and the sun sets to our west down the behind the first base stands.
So turning to quite a lovely night here in Enid.
That's going to be a walk to Toole. A little bit up and in under the armpits there. First and second, no outs for the Bulldogs, Tanner Long coming to the plate. An early opportunity for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great opportunity here, and they have kind of their tight end of a first baseman, if you will, into the box, the 6'6", Tanner Long. He can do a lot of damage with one swing.
Again, tied for team lead in homers. Squares up to bunt, pops that one up to the backstop. Tied for the team lead in home runs with 6, and third on the team in hits with 46. He's also struck out the most times on the team, 55 this season. That's third in the conference.
Didn't expect him to seem to square around there and see if he does it again.
And he does, lays down a very nice one. Hale flips to third late. And everybody's safe.
Boy, I don't know about that for Hale. I know it would have been still a pretty tough play, but Long does not have a lot of speed down the base pass. You still had a chance to possibly get an out there. We'll see what that's called here in a moment. But I thought, you know, if he goes to first, he probably still gets Long out there, but he tried to get the force out instead, and not a good decision there by Hale.
Yeah, Duncan got a great jump from second, and he was there in plenty of time.
Well, plus it was a great bunt. That was
it really was.
Really, no matter what the speed was at second, it was such a good bunt. That was going to be a really hard play at third. You know, unless it kind of came right back to you, and he still had to play at first, and it's going to go down as a fielder's choice, and I agree.
McCune nearly takes his teammate's head off over at third, but Duncan able to get out of the way of that one.
You still gave him a sack bunt, right? It's still a sack bunt for him.
So the count goes to 1-1 for Cannon McCune.
What's that?
Again, bases loaded, no outs here for SWOSU in the top of the second inning. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 2. So 1-2 the count on McCune, his 26th start of the season. Again, he's getting the start at short because Sell over at third base. Grounds one up the middle. Short to second for one. On to first, got the double play. Great job there by Thompson to take that himself.
Absolutely.
Wipes out 2, but a run does come home as Duncan scores from third, and Toole moves over to third base.
Not ideal, obviously, for SWOSU, but you'll take it because it does get a run on the board. But obviously, if you're Arkansas Tech, you'll take that every day and on Sunday. To be able to trade a run for 2 outs, they'll take that. Now let's see if they can get out of the inning here.
Off-speed pitch is in there for a ball. Brady Bertner at the plate now. Second baseman, hitting just .202 this season. And he rockets one into the gap. Center fielder Hickerson on the run, and he makes the play to end the inning. SWOSU gets 1 run on the board, but it could have been a lot more. Some great defense from the Wonder Boys. Keeps it close, and Arkansas Tech with an opportunity to get on the board themselves when we come back after this.
For the last 100 years, UEM has made great contributions to Arkansas. Senator Blanche Lincoln stated in a letter to President Obama, "As we move forward in the 21st century, UEM will continue to prepare tomorrow's leaders to compete in the global marketplace for the next century." University of Arkansas Monticello Chancellor H. Jack Laster said the following for the centennial celebration. "As we approach our 100th anniversary, we are constantly reminded that we have always represented an opportunity to generations of people seeking a higher education and a better life. That message so clearly resonates today as it did in 1909. UAM is a university that is constantly exploring and developing new opportunities to help students open doors to a better life. UAM is celebrating a century of opportunity and excellence. Please join us as we continue to strive for excellence and greatness. One school, 10 decades of learning, 100 years of excellence."
Yeah, I've got choices.
I'm ready for my future.
Your future, your choice.
First pitch to Riley Hickerson is bounced up to the pitcher Tyler Tuck. And Tuck takes care of that one. No problem for out number 1, so 1 pitch, 1 out. And that's been the theme so far in this one. Everything moving very quickly here between the Bulldogs and the Wonder Boys. Southwestern leading this one 1-0, bottom of the second.
And for Tyler Tuck, that was only his 9th pitch. He's already put 4 outs on the board here in the top of the second. So you got to love that start from Tyler Tuck, who's moving very quickly as he starts with a beautiful breaking ball over the plate.
Zach Kesterson, the batter, .358 hitter this season, 12 doubles, no homers though, 44 RBIs. And he sends that one right up the middle for the first hit of the evening for the Wonder Boys. A good piece of hitting there for Kesterson, and runner at first for Zach Miner coming to the plate now.
That's a great job by Kesterson. I mean, you know when you're facing Tyler Tuck, you're going to see a lot of breaking balls and off-speed pitches. That's kind of his MO. So to be able to kind of pick up the break of that pitch and send it right back up the middle, just a good piece of hitting there.
First pitch is outside for ball 1. Arkansas Tech with a runner at first here. They have grounded into the most double plays in the conference this season, 37 times over the course of the season. Certainly a
Not a stat you want to lead in.
Not at all. Miner lines this one to left. And Duncan is there and puts that one away, no problem. Just had to take a few steps back. And there are 2 gone here in the second inning. Corey Thompson stepping in for the Wonder Boys. Thompson at shortstop tonight, hitting .306 this season. 13 doubles, 53 hits.
So 2 quick outs here for Tuck. Despite giving up the hit, looking to make this a quick inning. And again, he looks sharp, he looks comfortable. He's moving quickly. All signs you like to see.
He pops that one straight up. Catcher Perea has space right up against the net.
What a catch.
And he makes the catch to end the inning. A great job by Perea. And no harm done on the single by Kesterson. We'll go to the third. Southwestern leading this one 1-0. We'll be back after this.
From the time they were born, you've helped them find their way. For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Baptist University has transformed students' lives through a Christian liberal arts education. With small class sizes and spiritual growth opportunities, we'll help them find their purpose. From athletic and fine arts events to building friendships, we'll help them find their community. And with guaranteed scholarships for incoming freshmen, we'll help you find the resources. To learn more, visit okbu.edu and find your place at OBU.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Welcome back to Enid. Top of the third already here between the Bulldogs of Southwestern and the Wonder Boys of Arkansas Tech. Robert Perea, the catcher, 9-hole hitter, stepping in. And we're joined now by Northwestern Oklahoma State's Jean-Well Ponce, Great American Conference Player of the Year. Jean-Well, what's it like to be Player of the Year?
I mean, it's kind of exciting, especially when we work for it. And first of all, I thank God for keeping me healthy during this season. And you already know, man, just living the dream.
Now, you're from Puerto Rico. Tell us how you got to Alva, Oklahoma.
I got there because one of my buddies, he was going there. And I basically didn't want to go, alone to any other school. So I just asked him, hey, where you going? He was like, I'm going to Alva. And I was like, all right, so can I go with you? Oh, yeah, you can. So that's what I did. That's how I get there.
And as Perea flies out to right there, what were your expectations of Oklahoma when you first heard about it?
My expectations were like, oh, Oklahoma, like new state, new everything. Let's just give it a shot and let's see it. At the beginning, I was kind of like scared, about the tornadoes and stuff. So I was a little bit scared
Yeah.
of that.
But you've learned to love them, right? And just
Yeah, I learned a
watch them
lot
from
of
your
it.
front porch and everything.
Yeah, I did. For sure did.
What's it mean to be you're the first Northwestern Oklahoma State player to win Great American Conference Player of the Year? What does it mean to kind of be the first at something like that?
I mean, it feels like special. And like I said before, especially when you work you work so hard for it. So I mean, it's a blessing. But I can say like I'm blessed. Like all this happened in my senior year, especially. Like what a way to end it. So
Yeah, absolutely. And, certainly not the way you wanted the season to end with just being here by yourself. But,
Yeah.
is there, how exciting is it for the future in Alva there?
it's kind of exciting because this can help like all the freshmen, sophomore, and juniors like to motivate themselves. So they see like it's possible. They can do it too. So
Do you expect the Rangers to be here in the coming years?
yeah, I really do. And next year, I'm pretty sure they will be here. They will like surprise everybody.
Awesome. And what about the teams out here? What are your thoughts and predictions for the weekend?
I mean, I just in the playoff is every team like basically is a new team. So the team that won it the most, that's the team that gonna win it all, basically. So
Now you got to face each of these guys, and you face both of these teams. What does Southwestern present as far as their team goes?
Southwestern is a pretty good team. They come with their shortstop Alex Pimentel. He's really good. Like he really can hit. Their center field he's really good, and they with a good pitcher right now. He's lefty. He's really good too. Got good pitches and stuff.
Yeah, and then about for Arkansas Tech, and the speed of this game has just been flying by so far. What is it about when games are playing fast, especially being a great hitter? How do you kind of slow that game down and get pitchers out of their rhythm?
When you're a hitter, you just try to get in your timing. Like that's the most important thing as a hitter. You can't like hurry up yourself. You just be calm and patient about everything, and that's it.
Watch Jonathan Arrieta stepping in against Tyler Tuck here in the bottom of the third. And John, what does Arkansas Tech bring to the table? They can obviously hit the ball a lot as Arrieta sends that one to the gap in left center, and it's gone for a home run right over the Ward Petroleum sign. That's going to be the first run for Arkansas Tech as Arrieta sends that one out, his 8th home run of the season. John, you've hit quite a few of those yourself this season, 18 home runs for the season. And what's kind of your secret at the plate? What's kind of your approach to things?
My approach is always like to be on time, and like I just approach every single mistake like the pitcher did. So that's about it. That's the secret, basically.
Yeah, you make it sound so simple. I wish I could emulate that. Now, how did you get started in baseball in Puerto Rico?
Oh, my dad was a coach like since he was like 13 years old, and basically since I was in my mom's belly, I was in baseball field. So I started playing when I was 3 years old, and I mean I'm old playing the game already, so I already know a lot of it. Just think of my dad. Yeah.
Whenever do you get to go back to see your family a lot, or?
Yeah, I do. After every like school semester gets done, I just go over there and work out and just get ready for whatever is next.
What's one of the difficulties for being an international student, especially coming to a place like Alva? It's not the most accessible place compared to like a Miami or Atlanta or anything like that. What are some of the difficulties being an international student?
At the beginning, the language, and when you're new, you need to meet people, and it's kind of hard at the beginning just because you're scared of the language and if the people understand you and stuff. So it's a little bit of a struggle, but at Alba, it's a really special place, and everybody make you feel like you're part of them and your family. So it wasn't honestly a struggle over there.
Well, that's good to hear, and glad to hear that Oklahoma is treating you well. What's been your favorite part about being in Oklahoma?
My favorite part, I mean, it was baseball for sure. Like being able to share the field with my teammates, like that's what makes it special. Like I love all the guys, just be out there with them. So I just love it.
And a great play at second there by Bertner, but unable to get the ball out of his glove in time to get that over to Long at first, and Stroth is safe. The infield hit. So John Well, and what's next for you as you go forward and getting ready for the future? What's next for you?
Right now, just trying to finish my school year like strong, and then go back home and just play back home, play some summer league, and see what happens after that.
Do you have any goals or kind of desire of where you'd want to play or anything like that?
I already have my team back home, this my summer team, but my goals right now is to see what happens in the draft, because that's basically my biggest dream in life. So we will see if that happens, if that's possible, and you know how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you had any conversations or any indications of where, if you might get drafted, and where you might be able to go after this?
Oh, so far there's some teams that have shown interest, but right now we're just waiting on them to see what's the deal and stuff. So yeah.
What do you think or what would you, if you had to make a sales pitch to a team right now, what would you tell them about yourself and what kind of player they'd be getting?
I would say I just want the chance to prove my talents over there, and I will give my 100% just to get to the next level. Just trying to get the goal in life, is to be an MLB player and make my family proud and help them a lot with it.
Absolutely. Jean-Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks to you.
Congratulations again. Again, Jean-Well Ponce, the first Great American Conference Player of the Year from Northwestern Oklahoma State. And a big congratulations to him. Arkansas Tech with runners at first and second here. With Harry Guard at the plate. He waves at that off-speed pitch from Tyler Tuck. Moves the count to 2-2.
Well, look, throughout the interview, first of all, congratulations to Jean-Well Ponce. A tremendous season for the Rangers this season, and well-deserved. They were saying, as I was talking to Eric Scott, their sports information director, said he actually hit a home run in this park this season, so he's used to this field. As that chopper to second. But plenty of action here in this inning on the home run for Tech from Harrietta.
Yeah, and Arkansas Tech really stringing together the hits, starting to show how they are one of the best offensive teams in the conference this season. Up to 4 hits now, 3 in the inning, and now runners at second and third for Riley Hickerson. He grounded out back to Tuck on one pitch back in the second inning.
A chance here for Tech to move ahead with a base hit, and there it is.
A screamer down the line past the third baseman. That's going to plate 2. That's going to be a double for Hickerson. Just great placement just inside the bag at third, and just like that, it's 3-1 Wonder Boys.
Well, and you have a new third baseman there, maybe not quite used to that position as opposed to the shortstop role. And granted, it was great placement. A lot of third basemen would have struggled to make a play like that to begin with, but excellent piece of hitting there from Hickerson, and suddenly Tech has moved ahead 3-1.
Zach Kesterson singled back in the second. Steps in now.
If you're Tuck, can you just find a way to get out of this inning? He looked so sharp early on, but that home run really changed things, that solo shot.
Yeah, and Arrieta just gave that a right in that left center field alley. And it just kept on going right past the 363 sign and out of the park. Kesterson sprays that one down the right field line, and that's going to get out of play. Home run, just the second we've seen today.
Surprisingly, I figured, especially with the lines being a little bit shorter, your left center, right center gets a little bit deeper. Your center field obviously has the big wall out there, but I figured down those lines we might see a few more get out of here today, especially with some of the offensive talent that has been on display, and yet we've only seen 2 today.
Yeah, both to that left center field alley between those 2 light poles out there. Count moves to 1-2 on Kesterson. And Swasu loaded the bases in the second inning, only got 1 run. It's Thompson with an Corey Thompson with an unassisted double play to wipe out 2 runners. Ball bounces in there for ball 2. And then Arkansas Tech able to get out of the inning with a fly out by Bertner on the next batter. Escaped with just giving up the 1 run, and here in the third, a home run from Jonathan Arrieta, and then a 2 RBI double from Riley Hickerson.
I tell you what, Luke, it may be doing a little bit too much looking ahead, but either one of these teams, the one that comes out victorious today, well, it's going to be some offensive fireworks against Oklahoma Baptist tomorrow, with the way these 2 teams can swing it and with the way Oklahoma Baptist can swing it.
Yeah, and although, as Tuck with the beautiful off-speed pitch to get Kesterson on the strikeout, that ends the third inning. 3 runs across for the Wonder Boys, and they take a 3-1 lead. We've got the top of the 4th coming your way right after this.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
In Enid between Arkansas Tech and Southwestern Oklahoma State. The Wonder Boys lead this one 3-1. It's Alex Pimentel leading off the inning for the Bulldogs. Grounded out to second. His first time up back in the first inning.
Well, they were able to get to Hale a little bit in the second before going down very quickly in the third. So can they string together some hits similar to Tech and start cutting away at this deficit?
Pimentel fouls that one off. Count moves to 1-1. Again, Pimentel at third base tonight for the first time in his career.
Luke, what I find so interesting, we'll come to that here in a minute.
Dearman takes care of that slap shot up the middle. A little bit of a slow roller allowed him to get over there and make that play, and he puts away Pimentel for the second time tonight, no problem, bringing up Chase Duncan.
So if Duncan steps to the plate, what I find so interesting is just when you get into this postseason double elimination type tournament, how pitching is managed. And we've seen so far today in 2 games, nobody has gone over 2 pitchers. And I can pretty much guarantee you, pretty much no matter how well either of these teams pitch, you're probably going to go max 3, but you'd like to get a good quality start from your starter and maybe go 1 reliever if possible, unless, you just kind of have a blow up. But what comes interesting is when you get into tomorrow and then you get into the elimination games and all of that goes out the window, because then it's just survival, and you'll throw 8 pitchers if you have to throw 8 pitchers just to survive.
3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that's a strikeout for Isaac Hale. his first of the evening as Duncan was waving at that off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Bring up Sawyer Toole.
Yeah, he did. He had Duncan fold on that one with that off speed. And Hale in quite a groove right now, looking pretty sharp, working really fast, hitting the zone, really using his fastball well, and then mixing in those breaking balls and off-speed pitches that are keeping SWASU a little off-balanced.
And a little bit interesting that, talking about the number of pitchers as that one's in there for strike 2, is Arkansas Tech comes in with the highest team ERA of any of the 6 teams here in Enid, 6.24 as a team. So they certainly want Hale as he gets the strikeout on Sawyer Toole to end the inning. Arkansas Tech wants Isaac Hale, to go as long as possible, because down the road it's not as deep as those top 2 starters, Hale and Hayes Cox, are.
Absolutely, and Hale right now ends the inning there, back-to-back strikeouts. He's retired 8 straight now after kind of getting out of that second inning. Really, that second inning is the only kind of trouble he's been in, because he had a quick first as well. Boy, Isaac Hale is looking very sharp right now. And then now Tuck's going to come back out, and Tyler Tuck just had a tough third inning after 2 very sharp innings. So can he settle back in and keep SWASU, again, the biggest thing now when you got to start making a comeback is you don't want this deficit to get any bigger.
Yeah, and from a run scored perspective, SWASU number 8 in the conference this season, 284. They come in averaging a little over 6 runs per game. So big deficits aren't exactly easy for SWASU to get back in the swing of things, and so they need to limit the damage as much as possible here going forward. And that's got to start with Tyler Tuck getting back to how he looked in those first 2 innings.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't afford for things to start rolling downhill on you. You just got to settle back in, get back to where you were earlier in the game, and start just giving your team a chance. And we're in the bottom of the 4th already in this game, and both teams working very fast. We joke around. We like that, obviously, from a broadcaster's perspective. But in all seriousness, both teams are in quite a rhythm right now, which is just it's good to see. You just love to see teams that are in a rhythm and playing with confidence, and it just makes enjoyable baseball to watch.
Patrick Miner, just his 25th game this season. He's batting .403 in those 24 games coming into this evening. 25 hits, 4 of those doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. He sends one to the right side. Tanner Long is there, flips to Tuck, and Tuck beats Miner to the bag. Excellent display of fundamental baseball right there by the Bulldogs.
Absolutely, that's a great job by Long, backhanding that. A little bit of a chopper, not the easiest of plays, so he makes a nice fields it very cleanly, and then Tuck does a good job seeing his first baseman moving, so he's going to cover the bag, just as you said, fundamental.
And Long's a big guy. He moved over there very easily and very nicely there. As that first pitch is in there for a strike to Corey Thompson.
It's tight end movement right there. I mean, we're not saying that it has to happen, but we're just saying we think he'd be a pretty good tight end is all we're saying.
Thompson yanks that one out of play down the left field line. Quickly down 0-2. Tyler Tuck, and this is exactly what we were talking about, what Tyler Tuck needed here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Absolutely. This is exactly what you want to see. Even though he misses outside there, but you see him, he didn't let that last inning affect him. He's kind of settled back down. Can he keep getting outs here as the count's at 1-2?
Thompson slaps that one to short. McCune has it. Guns down Thompson for the second out of the inning. Tyler Tuck not unaccustomed to going long distances on the mound. He's had 3 complete games this season, 76 innings pitched, and his 7 wins, tied for second in the conference this season.
We probably saw one of his best performances in Bethany against Southern Nazarene, as he ended up getting GAC Pitcher of the Week, had 9 strikeouts in that game, and got a complete game. Actually, you know, SNU obviously not one of the top teams in the GAC, but it was a 2-1 7-inning ball game. It was a really well-played contest. He went 6 of those innings and didn't allow a run and really shut down the SNU offense. And that was one of his best showings on the season.
Jonathan Arrieta at the plate, down 1-2. His homer to left center field started the scoring for Arkansas Tech back in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, it really seemed to spark this offense.
And he clubs another one, same exact spot. Bedard watches it go out again, a little bit farther to center this time, but 2 at-bats, 2 home runs for Jonathan Arrieta.
Yeah, what else can you say? It was I mean, I feel like I saw this already before. It was deja vu. Felt like the same spot, same contact, almost the same location. As you said, maybe just a little bit more towards center, but Arrieta just laces that one out of the park.
Arrieta came in number 2 on the team in home runs with 7, and he's already got 2 and 2 at-bats tonight. His post slaps that one over to second base, and Bertner takes care of that one, no problem. And another run on the board for the Wonder Boys, courtesy of another home run from Jonathan Arrieta. It's 4-1 Arkansas Tech. We're heading to the 5th when we come back after this.
Pay my bill.
Your account is already paid in full.
Oh, yeah, in that case, back to vacation mode. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and
voice-enabled bill pay. Just a tap away on the GEICO app.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-woo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to GEICO? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy.
Yeah!
Get GEICO. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility.
Top of the 5th here in Enid. Arkansas Tech leading 4-1 over Southwestern. Tanner Long steps in against Isaac Hale. First pitch well outside.
Well, Southwestern's going to have to start figuring out Isaac Hale. Only 1 hit off him thus far, and that's not going to get it done right there.
Long pops up on the infield. Shortstop Thompson has it, and there's 1 away.
That was a moonshot of a pop-up. That one way up there in the air. And Thompson does a good job tracking it, and eventually pulling it in.
Well, you mentioned only 1 hit so far allowed by Isaac Hale, and he pours in a fastball that's fouled away by Cannon McCune. 42 pitches so far for Isaac Hale, who is just moving out there on the mound.
Well, and you go back to that 2nd inning, and it's like I told you for SWASU. They came up to the plate, they loaded the bases, and look, you'll take a run any way you can get it, but that double play, you know, if you were Arkansas Tech, that was just exactly what you wanted. You will trade that run for 2 outs any day of the week when they had the bases loaded with no outs. And it's paid off ever since.
McCune sprays that to right field, but guard doesn't even have to take a step. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Brady Bertner coming to the plate for the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you what, we're in the 5th inning, and as we've said, this game is moving right now, and you got to think, is there going to come a point, it's interesting, does there come a point for SWASU where you have to adjust your approach at the plate? But the difference is, as I'm about to say this, Hale throws the ball. Hale is throwing a lot of strikes, though. He is getting it over the plate, so you're forcing SWASU's hands that they're going to have to swing at pitches and they're putting him in play. And
In
quite
there for a
frankly,
strike.
you love to see this as a coach. You want to see your pitcher come out, throw strikes, throw quality pitches, and let your defense do work. Right now, Hale only has 2 strikeouts. His defense is doing a great job so far.
Yeah, and Swasu doing a lot of damage themselves with these pop-ups and flyouts. But yeah, Hale is getting in the zone. He's throwing strikes and like you said, putting his defense in position to make easy plays. A little bit inside there for Bertner. And, if you're Swasu, do you start to employ some sort of, I don't want to say gamesmanship, maybe calling time every now and then and stepping out, just trying to do anything you can to slow the pace?
You have to do, I think, 2 things. Yes, you have to break this rhythm a little bit because you're seeing on your screen, Hale is getting on the bump and he is going. He is not wasting any time. He is in quite a rhythm right now. And then you've really got to start battling on the plate. You've got to start fouling pitches off, and you've got to start waiting for your pitch to actually drive.
Bertner chops that one over the mound. Thompson's there. Low throw, but dug out by Arrieta. 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs. And the top half of the 5th inning. Wonder Boys coming up, looking to add to their lead when we come back.
What was first pitch?
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Welcome back to Enid. A beautiful evening here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, and a very fast game unfolding in front of us, James. Already the bottom of the 5th inning.
We're going to jinx it.
Between the Wonder Boys and the Bulldogs. Yeah, if we do keep talking about the pace, it is going to slow down for sure. But based on how the first 4.5 innings have gone, we've given ourselves a little bit of leeway if it does happen to slow down.
I'm just saying, when it does, we're gonna get the hate mail from it.
This is true. Britt Stroth into batter's box, singled and came around to score back in the 3rd inning. Part of that 3-run scoring run for the Wonder Boys. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Tuck falls behind 2-0. Here to Stroth, who's hitting .328 this season, 63 hits, is 2nd on the team. Just 1 home run, 25 RBIs.
And the leadoff hitter here for Tech, looking to get things going here. We've mentioned it a few times, but what I find very interesting with this tournament, seeds 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the GAC standings, only separated by 2 games. That shows you just how competitive this conference was all year. And heck, if you joined us for the first game, you would have known that Harding, the 6th seed, actually swept the number 1 seed this year. So just gives you an idea of how balanced these 6 teams are, how good these 6 teams are, and it can show you anybody can walk away with a conference championship this weekend.
Tuck paints the outside corner there to run the count to full. That's it's kind of a theme here in Great American Conference tournament play. Is a lot of these teams are very close, and Stroth is called out on strikes. He thought it was ball 4, tossed the bat and everything.
Well, and he kind of clapped his hands afterwards like, yeah, I think that was strike 3. I think he tried to
sell it a little bit.
I'm going to head down to first, and he wasn't fooling the home plate umpire, Greg Stanzak there. He rung him up. Great pitch there from Tuck.
McDermott waves at a curveball that did not come back over the plate. Kind of hung out to dry there in the left-handed batter's box, but McDearman thought it was coming back, and that's strike one. Now, fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike two.
Doc, just a wonderful job getting ahead, painting the zones, getting ahead in the count, and looking to get the quick out here.
McDearman 1 for 2, grounded out to shortstop, and another strikeout. See, foul tip into the catcher's mitt there. And there are quickly 2 gone by way of K.
And that's 3 on the
fifth
day.
inning.
Yeah, 3 on the day here for Tyler Tuck, as they'll face the 3-hole hitter now in guard. But Tuck now starting to pick it up a little bit and look to get back in his rhythm.
Harry Guard, a pair of groundouts to second in this one. That one stays up for ball 1. Guard 398 this season, 64 hits, leads the team. Just 11 strikeouts this season.
That's extremely impressive as he singles through the right side there. Just, boy, to have that many at-bats, 161 coming into this game, and only strike out 11 times. That just shows what good vision you have at the plate.
Yeah, and it's status quo for Arkansas Tech as a team. Again, just 235 strikeouts as a team this season. It's the fewest in the conference from an offensive standpoint. Again, number 1 in hits as well, 545.
Yeah, and it goes to vision and plate discipline, and all those factor in. And then, of course, your approach. I mean, it may be one of the most important things, how you approach your at-bat every single time you're at the plate. And you see how Arkansas Tech's able to do it. And that's why they have a 4-1 lead right now.
You know, we talked a little bit about Arkansas Tech struggling coming into this tournament. They had lost 7 of 10 coming into this weekend, and a lot of that schedule. They played Southern Arkansas, Monticello, and Harding as their last 3 conference series, and you'd be hard pressed to find a tougher 3-series stretch than that in this conference.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they were able to take 2 out of 3 against Southern Ark. However, they lost 2 out of 3 to Harding, unfortunately. And then they were swept by Arkansas Monticello, who, you know, obviously has won the GAC regular season titles, the number 1 seed. So a little bit of up and down for them. But obviously, like you said, some tough contests there.
Tuck unable to get the outside corner here. He missed 4 straight times to Riley Hickerson on the outside. So 2 on and 2 out for the Wonder Boys, and that will bring Zach Kesterson to the plate. 1 for 2, a single in the second and a strikeout in the third.
Yeah,
so we'll have a quick mound visit here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, gonna get a quick visit here, settle Tuck down, and again, you gotta keep it as is right now. You can't afford a big base knock here, a home run, you know, some sort of extra base hit that can extend this lead. You want to keep it at 4-1 and continue to give your offense a chance. Again, so Wasu, a good offense as well. It can get going at any time, so can they keep it there?
Yeah, just a terrific day of baseball here in Enid. We've had seen some terrific individual plays and team play. So far, certainly the most impressive performance has been that of Oklahoma Baptist as a team, just grinding and scratching and getting a very impressive 8-2 win over Southern Arkansas in a way that, you know, kind of flew in the face of their offensive MO for this season. A lot of singles, sack flies, sack bunts even. It's not the OBU way we've seen this season, but they were able to ride that to a big win. And then individually, we've seen some great highlight plays. And of course in this one, 2 home runs already for Jonathan Arrieta.
Absolutely.
To add to the individual showcases we've seen so far.
Well, and you add the pitching performance as well from Isaac Hale so far. And even Tyler Tuck, though, he's been knocked around a little bit more. He's actually done a pretty solid job himself. He just has struggled with Arrieta more than anything. See if he can get out of this. But, you know, we've seen good pitching performance there. We saw it earlier in the day from Monticello's staff, who did a really good job. Hunter Huckabee getting the win there.
Grounder to short. That's eaten up by McCune. Unable to make a play with it.
And that'll go down as an error. First of the day. Really, the defense has been solid on both sides, but that one, as you said, just kind of ate McCune up. You know, he would have had a pretty tough play at first, but still obviously a very makeable play. I think it seemed like maybe he was thinking going to third there with where his momentum was taking him, which would have been a tough play, and I think that maybe was why he wasn't quite able to field it.
So the base is loaded now for Patrick Minor. Bit of a tough predicament here for Tyler Tuck. We saw Arkansas Tech get out of a bases loaded jam back in the top of the second with just a single run given up, and SWOSU would certainly like to do the same, if not better, here with a 400 hitter at the plate.
And SWOSU's going to have to find a way here, otherwise it's going to be a really tough trek uphill if Minor's able to come away with a big hit.
Tuck deals, and it's Minor to wave at that off-speed pitch, and he's quickly ahead 0-2.
That's a nasty pitch right there. I mean, just fooled Minor completely, had no chance. That is a great, great pitch by Tuck. Can he make another one here?
Big one coming from Tuck. He deals, and Minor skies that one to left. Plenty of room for Duncan, and he's got it. And Tuck gets out of a big jam unscathed. To the sixth we go. Arkansas Tech leads 4-1. SWOSU looking to chip away when we come back.
Professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore at Southeastern, and we help make this video.
For the last 100 years, UEM has made great contributions to Arkansas. Senator Blanche Link has stated in a letter to President Obama, as we move forward in the 21st century, UEM will continue to prepare tomorrow's leaders to compete in the global marketplace for the next century. University of Arkansas at Monticello Chancellor H. Jack Laster said the following for the centennial celebration. As we approach our 100th anniversary, we are constantly reminded that we have always represented an opportunity to generations of people seeking a higher education and a better life. That message so clearly resonates today as it did in 1909. UEM
Reyes steps in against Isaac Hale to start the sixth inning. Arkansas Tech firmly in control of this one right now as far as pace and setting the tone. Hale deals. Fastball a little high there.
Velocity's starting to drop a little bit. That one only came in at 86. He's topped out at 90 and has been around that 88 to 90 mark for most of the game. As that one's going to be fouled back. And Luke, worth mentioning, you know, as we look ahead to day 2 tomorrow, the winner of this game is going to take on Oklahoma Baptist at 7:30 in what will be a pivotal matchup between two 1-0 teams. The loser of this game is where it gets a little interesting, as the loser of this game is going to take on Arkansas Monticello, who is 1-0. So it could turn into an elimination game if Arkansas Monticello wins, or chaos will set free on the bracket if the 0-1 team defeats Arkansas Monticello. Here, Eric Moyer loves it when there's chaos in the bracket.
Perea strikes out on the low pitch there from Hale. Another strikeout for Isaac Hale. That's his third of the evening.
He just continues to look so sharp. As we said, the only trouble he hit was the second inning, and he's just been very, very good.
Back to the top of the order, and Alex Bedard. Little inside there for ball one. Bedard, 26 stolen bases this season, but has not gotten on base yet. Well, Well, that has not played a factor in this one. But quickly ahead 2-0 on Hale.
This is one of the few times we've seen today where Hale has fallen behind. He's pretty much been ahead of the count almost all game long.
Pours that one in for a strike at 88 miles an hour.
Well, the Swasu faithful did not like that one. Thought that was maybe a little low. From here, it looked pretty good from here.
That one skips down. Now 3-1. Putting runners on base suddenly makes this one a little bit more interesting.
Oh, no doubt.
Especially Bedard with such a threat to steals. He crowds the plate here. He catches the outside corner there to move the count full.
You seen Hale can throw some heat. If Bedard's going to crowd the plate, you wonder if he come inside right at his wrist here.
Slaps that one to third. Miners got it on one hop. And he throws Bedard out no problem.
Well, maybe didn't get quite as inside as he wants, but that's where he went after it. Actually, Bedard did a good job turning on that, but a good job by the third baseman for Tech and Miner.
Rafael Viela up to the plate now. Also 0 for 2. Grounded out to second and flew out to left his last time up in the third inning. Viela, 384 hitter this season, 10 doubles and a pair of homers. And he's quickly ahead 2-0. So Hale getting a little bit more scattered as the night goes on.
This is only his 60th pitch right here, which is just, I mean, you see what inning we're in. We're in the 6th. He's hitting right on that line.
Great pitch there right under the fists of Viela. He fouls that one off, and the count back to 2-2. And with an opportunity to get out of this one with another 3 up, 3 down inning. It's foul. Ball 3 there and runs the count full. Swasu needing anything at this point.
Absolutely, any way you can get it. Hale looking for yet another 1-2-3 inning.
That's grounded to the right side. That goes foul. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
13 straight batters retired here by Hale. Can he make it 14?
Fielded by Arrieta, flip to Hale at first, in time. And another 1-2-3 inning for Isaac Hale. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Arkansas Tech maintaining a 4-1 lead, looking to extend it when we come back.
For the last 100 years, UEM has made great contributions to Arkansas. Senator Blanche Lincoln stated in a letter to President Obama, "As we move forward in the 21st century, UEM will continue to prepare tomorrow's leaders to compete in the global marketplace for the next century." University of Arkansas Monticello Chancellor H. Jack Laster said the following for the centennial celebration. "As we approach our 100th anniversary, we are constantly reminded that we have always represented opportunity to generations of people seeking a higher education and a better life. That message so clearly resonates today as it did in 1909. UAM is a university that is constantly exploring and developing new opportunities to help students open doors to a better life. UAM is celebrating a century of opportunity and excellence. Please join us as we continue to strive for excellence and greatness. One school, 10 decades of learning, 100 years of excellence."
Yeah, I've got choices.
I'm ready for my future.
Welcome back. Corey Thompson stepping in against Tyler Tuck here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Arkansas Tech leading this one 4-1, courtesy of 2 solo shots from Jonathan Arrieta to left center. 3 total runs scored in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Isaac Hale spinning a one-hit gem right now on the other side for the Wonder Boys. Thompson skies that one up on the infield. Long is under it, and he's got it for the first out of the inning.
Quick out there for Tuck. Nice job to get the first out. Now he's going to face the man he has struggled to get out today in Arrieta.
It's good to see that SWOSU not just opting to intentionally walk him or anything like that, although he just pounded that one. But a long fly ball as Toole settles under that one. No harm, no foul.
He went after it.
He did go after that, and it sounded good off the bat. But just a can of corn, as they say, for the first out, or second out of the inning. And it's good to see that Tuck just went after him instead of just giving an intentional walk. Post squared around to bunt there. Tuck was wide with the first pitch. 1-0 the count. Little high there from Tuck, and it's 2-0. Post hitting .307 this season, his 43rd start behind the plate. 43 hits for the senior this season.
Well, now he's ahead 3-0 as Tuck suddenly kind of saw this last inning, got some outs, and then suddenly couldn't find the plate.
Pours in a strike down the middle to make it 3-1. Tuck still working quickly himself. Paints the outside corner to get back to 3-2. An opportunity for a quick inning here for Tyler Tuck. Post slaps that one down the right field line. Long backtracking and makes the play in foul territory. 2 in the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Wonder Boys in the 6th. To the 7th we go. It's 4-1 Tech.
From the time they were born, you've helped them find their way. For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Baptist University has transformed students' lives through a Christian liberal arts education. With small class sizes and spiritual growth opportunities, we'll help them find their purpose. From athletic and fine arts events to building friendships, we'll help them find their community. And with guaranteed scholarships for incoming freshmen, we'll help you find the resources. To learn more, visit okbu.edu and find your place at OBU.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Isaac Hale pitching a one-hitter through 6 innings. So he's back out for the top of the 7th, and Arkansas Tech holding a 4-1 lead over Southwestern. Again, the winner of this one will take on OBU tomorrow night. First pitch scheduled for 7:30. The loser of this one will take on top seed Arkansas Monticello at 4 o'clock. And that game will follow the opening game tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 of Harding and Southern Arkansas. That's our first elimination game between two teams that lost earlier today. Alex Pimentel sends the first pitch straight away into center field. Hickerson is there, and he takes care of that one no problem. SWOSU certainly aggressive, jumping on early pitches, at not doing much with them, and that's certainly allowing Isaac Hale to maintain his rhythm.
15 straight batters retired by Isaac Hale. He is just in his zone, and SWOSU is starting to run out of outs.
Amazing that we'd be saying that just over an hour into this one. Duncan slaps that one to second One pitch, one out.
2 pitches, 2 outs, you mean?
Yeah.
It's happening so fast we can't even keep up right now.
McDearman takes care of that one, no problem. Sawyer Toole retired for the second time, or excuse me, Chase Duncan retired for the second time this evening, brings up Sawyer Toole. Toole reached on a walk back in the second inning as he hacks at that first pitch.
Wow, that was a nasty pitch, too, from Hale. A lot of movement on that on the outside corner and had Toole just reaching. It is the 7th inning, and Isaac Hale still looks very sharp.
Chopper to short. Thompson's got it. Fires over to first in time. 3 up, 3 down. 4 pitches
17
in that top
straight.
inning for Isaac Hale, and that's 17 straight retired by the right-hander for the Wonder Boys. Bottom of the 7th, coming up after stretch time.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Steps in to face Tyler Tuck here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stroth, the leadoff man for the Wonder Boys, singled back in the 3rd and came around to score. Also struck out looking in the 5th and grounded out to short in the 1st, and he takes a first pitch strike from Tyler Tuck.
Well, you look down at both bullpens, and there's actually there is some action in the SWASU bullpen. I thought I was going to come with a great point there, and SWASU does have somebody warming up in the bullpen. We'll get a check on the number here in a moment as the count's at 1-1. It looks like it was number 1, I felt like. And actually, I think that number 1 is just standing as a batter. It's going to be number 16, Dakota Jones, who's warming up.
Foul ball up on the berm, down the left field line there. So 1-2 for Stroth. Tyler Tuck ahead 1-2 here to the leadoff man in the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 Arkansas Tech. SWASU unable to do anything against Isaac Hale on offense. 17 straight retired, just a single hit. As Tuck gets Stroth to strike out on the high and inside pitch. Great placement on that one from Tuck.
4 Ks now for Tuck on the day. And honestly, as I've said, really one inning has really hurt Tuck, and that was the bottom of the 3rd. Tuck has been throwing a pretty fine game. He just happens to be going up against Isaac Hale, who's pitching an even better game.
Jonathan Arrieta going to be playing on Tuck's mind as well with those 2 solo home runs. Dylan McDearman steps in, got a single and a run scored. Struck out in the 5th and also grounded out to short in the 1st.
Yeah, Tuck just looks so unbothered. You know, like as I said, he's had a couple of rough stretches here and there, but he goes back and keeps pounding some strikes. The count goes to 1-1.
Just missed with that second pitch. Dearman waves at that one. It was outside the zone there. 1-2 now on the senior. Again, another second base standout. We talked a lot about the great second base play we have in this conference, and McDearman certainly up there with the best of them. Pitch misses outside. 2-2 now for Tuck.
Yeah, second base just really strong position here in the GAC. You saw that in the all-conference release today, and you've already kind of seen it on day one of the GAC Baseball Championships.
Dearman swings and misses at that one, up and away. 2 straight strikeouts for Tuck here in the inning. 2 strikeouts for McDearman.
Yeah, McDearman just kind of chased on that one. Wasn't really in the zone at all. Didn't even really look like a pitch to try to chase. He just was way out of the zone.
Fly ball sent to shallow left. As the shortstop, McCune, going out to make the play. 7 straight retired by Tyler Tuck. We're through 7. It's 4-1 Arkansas Tech. Swasu 6 outs to get a rally going when we come back.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
As a student athlete, I've been challenged both in the classroom and on the field. Between the education that I've received and the relationships that I've built, my time at Henderson State University has prepared me to live ready.
While studying chemistry, I learned so much about science and even more about myself. The professors at our school are amazing. They made a difference in my life and prepared me to make a difference in the world. Thanks to Henderson State University, I live ready.
Isaac Hale back out there for the top of the 8th inning, and he is spinning a gem right now for the Wonder Boys. Exactly what the doctor ordered for a team that had lost 6 of 7 coming into tonight's first game of the Great American Conference Championship here in Enid.
It definitely is, Luke. Has retired 17 straight batters, throwing a 1-hitter right now. He's doing everything really well.
88 on that fastball, still humming it in there with that pitch, a little up and away though. That one down and in. Quickly 2-0 for Tanner Long.
And again, you go back, both starters still in this game in the 8th inning.
Swing and a miss for Long. Long reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning and then popped up to shortstop in the 5th. Sends that one foul, and Hale battles back 2-2. Long, 264 hitter this season, does have 6 home runs and 33 RBI.
You could see him kind of call time there. And Hale literally stepped off and stepped right back on and was ready to go.
Count runs full as that one stays outside. And he waves at that fastball at 90 miles an hour. Another strikeout for Isaac Hale, and another retired for the right-handed senior for the Wonder Boys.
That is his 4th strikeout of the game. Folks, we're in the top of the 8th, and he is still humming 80. That is impressive.
First pitch sprayed foul by McCune, out of play. Going back to RBIs, do you say RBIs or RBI?
I always say RBI, because I feel like the I is an abbreviation. And so, so runs batted in, and I don't know. I just never feel like the S is necessary. Although a lot of SIDs disagree with that, and if they're listening to this, they're probably yelling at me through the screen right now, but I've always used just RBI.
Just missed inside there, just missed hitting McCune.
Good question.
1-2. Yeah, it's one of those, The plural is in the abbreviation already.
That's how I always looked at it. So, just anytime I write, I feel like RBI just looks better.
2-2 the count to Cannon McCune. Grounded into a double play back in the second, and he chops that one in front of the mound. Barehanded play by the catcher.
Just did it with ease. Just did it smoothly, picked it up like it was nothing. Like the ball was moving quite a bit. Just picks it up, fires the first, and there's 2 down just like that.
Beautiful play by Michael Post there. And that's 19 straight retired for Hale, as Brady Bertner tries to break the string here.
You know, as that one, wow, that's maybe
Little high all the way to the backstop.
That's Hale's maybe his worst pitch of the day. That one well out of the zone. But if you're Swasu, you got to stay in it. Stay in the moment. You're running out of outs, but you can see, we kind of see some of these shots to Swasu in the dugout, and you can see the frustration a little bit that they just can't seem to string something together. Just stay with it. Stay composed. It's still only a 3-run game. That is not insurmountable.
Yeah, the biggest problem, though, they only have 1 hit.
Well,
it's not like they're getting on and squandering opportunities. They're just not creating opportunities.
Well, and, of course, as we said, 19 straight retired. Of course, that may be in jeopardy here at 3-0.
He pours in a strike on the outside part of the plate. Moves it to 3-1. Bertner flew out to center to end the second, and he grounds to first. Arrieta's there, and he'll take it himself. 20 straight, retired by Isaac Hale, or through to the bottom of the 8th inning. Arkansas Tech hoping it will be their final at-bat of the evening when we come back.
I've heard people say Ouachita. Wichita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University along your route.
Some folks think the O is a Q and they say Quashita.
Okay.
Hey, Wachita. Wachita.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
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 How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
Tuck has been very impressive tonight for Southwestern. 7 strong innings pitched, 4 runs, and 7 hits, but unfortunately his offense hasn't been able to generate anything to help him out. So he stands to be the losing pitcher without a Bulldogs rally in the top of the 9th. We're in the bottom of the 8th here. Wonder Boys leading 4-1. Thanks to a couple home runs from Jonathan Arrieta, a 3-run 3rd inning, and an absolute gem from Isaac Hale.
Wow.
And again, just like we saw Tyler Smith for Harding earlier today, gave up 1 3-run homer in an otherwise outstanding performance.
Absolutely.
Tyler Tuckin stands to have the same fate with a very impressive performance in his own right, being squandered by a couple of hits and an inability to generate some offense on the other side.
Absolutely, but at the same time, if you want to give your team a chance in the 9th, try to make it a quick inning right here, and keep Tech off the board one more time and see if they can string something, figure Isaac Hale out somehow.
In the 9th for Southwestern, it will be 9-1-2 coming to the plate. Unfortunately, those batters are a combined 0 for 8 tonight. Hickerson hammers that to center. Bedard on the move, gets under it, and that's the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. Bringing up Zach Kesterson. Kesterson has singled and struck out and also reached on an error back in the 5th inning. Up and away with ball 1 there.
See what Tuck can do here.
Kesterson fouls that one out of play down the first base line. Down into the bullpen area over there. Count goes to 1-1. Ball's in the dirt there. 2 balls and a strike to Zach Kesterson, the designated hitter. Off-speed pitch, very nicely done in for strike 2 there from Tyler Tuck.
Nice shot by Tuck. He's been using that breaking ball all day. It has been his ally.
Time called at the plate. If you're Arkansas Tech, you got to think that this gives you a lot of confidence going forward regardless in the tournament with just getting back on the right track offensively and getting a really great performance from Hale here.
Yeah, even though maybe the offense, maybe you look for a little bit more here and there. You know, you've come through and you've needed it. And pitching-wise, I mean, it's got to be a huge, huge confidence boost to get this type of performance if they're able to hang on for the win.
That one's low, and Tuck lets Kesterson get away.
The only second walk of the day surrendered by Tuck. And then not a bad pitch, too. It was in a good location. But Milner, or check that, Kesterson able to lay off of it.
Seen a lot of discipline at the plate today. Haven't really seen anybody chasing balls in the dirt all day.
No, I mean, it's really been more the pitchers have just been so good and have located so well, more than chasing. You've had some here and there, but.
Miner slaps one into the gap. Bedard tracks that one down. Looks like he had a chance to go to third, instead went towards second.
Well,
a good base running by Kesterson to go first to third on that shot into the gap.
And you learned this at a young age, Luke. You hit your cutoff man. You hit the cutoff man there, you probably have a chance to getting out at third base. It looked like maybe Bedard was trying to throw behind the runner and trying to, you know, sometimes they'll take those big turns and try to catch you from behind. Kesterson was going to third the whole time.
It's a first and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Corey Thompson squares around a bunt, that's going to be ball 1 there.
Yeah, look, a safety squeeze possibly there. If it would have been a suicide squeeze, that would have been big problems for Tech. But bunt showing around. Kesterson kind of came down the line pretty hard, and then it was pulled back. So possible safety squeeze there. See what Tech does in this situation at 1-0.
Tech very prolific on the base paths this season. 97 steals. Tops in the conference. 113 attempts, also tops in the conference. We got 3 guys with at least 13 steals. Harry Guard, 19 of 19 this season.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's efficient.
And they have 5 with at least 9 total.
You gotta love that. You're a 3-hole hitter, also having 19 steals on the year.
Pitch out there. Now 2-1 to Thompson. Arkansas Tech looking for a little bit of insurance for Isaac Hale. Well, the way he's been pitching, he doesn't really need more than the 3 runs that they've got already on SWOSU.
That's very true, but you know Tech will take him any way they can get him here.
Thompson grounds to short. The second gets the runner there. Thompson with the RBI brings Kesterson home to make it 5-1.
You know, what I love about that is you're just not trying to do too much. You got the ball in play. You saw middle infield was playing back, playing for a double play there. He's got good speed down the line. He got it in play, got the run home, and is able to extend that lead to 5-1. That's just an excellent job there by Thompson.
It looked like McCune had a little bit of trouble getting that out of his glove. Might have had an opportunity to turn two had he been able to get that out cleanly.
Well, it still would have been tough, but what he was fortunate for there is that he was still able to get the lead runner at second, because that ended up being a lot closer than it probably should have been.
So Jonathan Arrieta, 2 solo shots to left center in the 3rd and 4th inning. And then a loud out to right field in the 6th. He steps up there with a runner on first and 2 outs. Thompson running. Perea throws down. Thompson overslid the bag. And he's able to get back in time. Second baseman Bertner asking him, did he not run out of any sort of base paths? And Thompson just trying to dance around to do whatever he could to get back on the bag.
You saw Bertner, you know, you can see that in his face a little frustrated, and then as he's walking back, he just kind of slaps Thompson on the butt like, yeah, you got me on that one. Just very elusive after coming off the bag.
Big swing and a miss from Arrieta, and 2 strikes now on the big right-hander. James, that's another issue with these artificial turf infields. If that was dirt, Thompson's probably not oversliding the bag by 2 body lengths. But he went flying through that bag. I mean, he was off the little fake dirt insert there. Fouled back to the screen. Keep it here at 1 and 2.
Top of the 9th, you know, for SWASU, they're going to have some work cut out for them, especially when 20 batters in a row have been retired. It's going to be Pereira, Bedard, and Villela coming to the plate. So you have 9, 1, and 2. So you'll get around to that top of the lineup and maybe have a chance.
So the best thing SWASU can hope for right now is the fact that they do have the top of the lineup coming up in the top of the 9th. As Arrieta off the fist there over on the right side of the infield. Bertner's got it, and that will retire the Wonder Boys here in the bottom of the 8th. We're heading to the top of the 9th now, and James, an opportunity for SWASU to make a comeback here, and it's going to have to start with the top of the lineup doing something they haven't done all game long, and that's get on base.
Well, and you know, you want to say, well, be patient at the plate. Well, it's hard to be patient when the starting pitcher is throwing strikes still. Well, you want to say battle the best you can. Well, it's tough, again, when the pitcher's out here throwing as well as you can. There's just times you almost have to tip the cap. For SWASU, you're down to your final 3 outs. See if you can make some good contact and try to, at least if you can get a man on one way or another, can that maybe break up Hale a little bit and get him back into the stretch, which he has not been in since the 2nd inning? Can that part help? You know, I don't know. Hale is pitching so well right now, it honestly may not matter. But, you know, SWASU's not going to go down. They're going to go down fighting here, so we'll see what they got here in the 9th.
Perea, Bedard, and Villela coming up here in the 9th. Pimentel would be next, followed by Duncan. SWASU's able to get a couple men on base here in the top of the 9th inning. Again, 20 straight batters retired by Isaac Hale, going back to the 2nd inning. Just a tremendous performance for the senior right-hander. Perea takes a strike on the inside part of the plate to start the inning. And Hale continues to just pour them in here.
Hale can hang on. He's going to go to 9-2 on the season, and no doubt the performance of the weekend thus far.
Hale's 8 wins were tops in the conference coming into this weekend, and he'll, barring a comeback here, add 1 to that total. Perea slaps that one to the side, and it's booted by the shortstop, Thompson.
Well, there goes the streak right there, and for SWASU, That gets the leadoff runner on. It will be an error, as it should be on Thompson, but the biggest thing is getting that leadoff runner on. Now, can you kind of get something going with the top of your lineup coming to the plate?
Again, you mentioned Hale has not pitched from the stretch since the second inning, and being later in the game and having thrown now 86 pitches. I wonder what that's going to be like, making a little bit of a switch there. Bedard had squared to bunt on that one. And he slaps that one in the hole. Thompson, great play at short. Nails the lead runner there. What a nice play in the hole by Thompson to get that over to McDearman in time to get Perea out.
To borrow one of your phrases from basketball when you're watching Jonathan Dunn, just smooth. Just really, really smooth there by Thompson. Comes back after making an error and just fields it cleanly in just one fluid motion, fires the second without any hesitation. And Hale's already moving on the next batter.
Viela looks at ball one, and Thompson just such a quick turn once he made,
just
fielded the ball.
Beautiful to watch.
Viela slaps that one over the glove of Arrieta. It's a race to the bag. Hale missed it. Viela is safe at first. Bedard goes to third. He'll be held up there. Arrieta unable to make the play. And McDearman throw is on time. It would have been a close play as Viela dived into the bag. Again, someone diving into first base instead of running through. But Hale unable to make the catch on the toss from McDearman.
Yeah.
Suddenly a little bit of action here with runners on the corner and Alex Pimentel to the plate.
2 errors in this inning by Tech. They've played such a clean game, and now back-to-back errors. One, both plays, not the easiest plays to make, but still plays that should have been made. And so just a quick little visit. Really, Hale's been fine. He probably should have been out number 3 right there. Instead, there's only 1 down. And if SWASU can get a runner on without getting an out, they can get the tying run to the plate and really make this game interesting.
Absolutely, and not a lot of power in this SWASU lineup, but they've been able to scrape out hits, scrape out runs all season long. This is one of those opportunities here with runners at the corner.
So you get a pinch runner at first. Wasn't able to catch the number, but we'll put a little more speed on the first base line.
There's a shot into the gap by Pimentel, and it's down. 1 run is in. Pimentel, a big turn at first. And 1 run in as Bedard crosses the plate. So a single for Pimentel. As the pinch runner, Chris Cloud, goes from first to third.
And all of a sudden, the tying run has come to the plate in Duncan. 1 long ball here, and all of a sudden, this 5-1 game is what was a 5-1 game will be a 5-5 game.
Duncan first pitch hacking down the first base line into the stands. Souvenir for whoever gets to that one.
Only the second hit of the day for Southwestern, but it does drive a run home to make it 5-2. That run also unearned to Hale. I always found interesting, even though sometimes I believe that play at first, the error did go to Hale. I find it funny when the pitcher does make the error that it still ends up being unearned for the pitcher. I always kind of found that
That is an interesting
kind of ironic
statistical note as Duncan waves at that off-speed pitch down in the zone. SWASU now down to their final out.
Good pitching again. Hale now a little bit of pressure on him. Doesn't seem to bother him. I think the one thing he's actually still working out of the stretch. I was wondering if he had, and actually with first and third he wouldn't. Yeah, still working out of the stretch here though, and it's a big out.
Sawyer Toole, 6 home runs this season.
Toole
If
does
there's anybody,
have some pop.
yeah, with anybody with at least the statistical backing of power, it would be Toole. 6 homers, 3 triples, 9 doubles this season.
Well, the next 2 batters, if Toole were able to get on, the next 2 batters are your your power guys, if you will, as Tanner Long, the one on deck, also with 6 home runs on the year. So these are 2 guys, again, can change the game. And Toole, again, thinking back to Bethany, Toole has some power to opposite field as well.
Skies that one out of play down the left field line. 2-1 the count to Sawyer Toole, 2 outs. Toole the tying run at the plate as SWOSU's mounted a bit of a rally here, courtesy of 2 errors on Arkansas Tech and a single as well. Toole went chasing on that one, and now Pimentel's caught off the base. He runs down to second, and he is going to be safe.
It just held the ball too long. I mean, you really don't care if that run scores. Just throw it down to second and get the out and end the game. It just a little bit maybe of a mental block there by Post. I think he was just thinking, you know, I don't want that run to come home. But in that case, it doesn't matter if the run comes home. You get the out, it's game over.
Right, and even still, McDermott was in very odd position, well in front of the bag. And Toole strikes out anyway.
Doesn't matter.
And that's the ball game. What a performance from Isaac Hale. He goes the distance, 2 runs on 2 hits, a couple of walks, and 5 strikeouts. And Arkansas Tech moving on with a 5-2 win over Southwestern Oklahoma State.
I just want to point out, time of the game, 1 hour and 40 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life in a baseball game that went 9 innings.
A lot of impressive parts of this one. For James Hill, I'm Luke McConnell. Thanks for tuning in with us. Day 1 of the Great American Conference Baseball Tournament in the books this evening. We'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon. First pitch for Harding and Southern Arkansas at 12:30. 4 o'clock will be Arkansas Monticello and Southwestern, and the nightcap, Oklahoma Baptist taking on Arkansas Tech. Should be another terrific day of action here in Enid. Thanks for joining us once again. The final score in this one, Arkansas Tech 5, Southwestern 2. Good night from David Allen Memorial Ballpark.